Hey there, everybody. Brian Miller, Small Town Movie Watcher, and I just got done watching Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. Um, Rated PG-13 um, for senseless, mindless killing of zombies. Is it really senseless, mindless killing of zombies? That's a big deal. Come on. If there was a zombie horde running down your street, wouldn't you want to kill them as well? Or kill them again because they're already dead. Anyway, so Brian Miller here. I just got done watching it, and it's one of those times that I'm so glad that movies are kind of like real life, not really like real life, not like real life at all. I'm so glad that movies are something that you can put together a list, you can put together a plan, but when life happens, you don't have time to catch it all, so you just, wait for it to come out on a disc or on video on demand. And that's what I did here with Pride and Prejudice and Zombies, which was based upon the books written by Seth Grahame-Smith, who wrote Pride and Prejudice and Zombies, who wrote it based upon the Jane Austen novel Pride and Prejudice. Now, I remember having to read Pride and Prejudice back in 10th grade, and then again as a freshman in college. And I hated it. I loathed reading Pride and Prejudice. So it just felt forever long. And it's really not that long of a book. I've read much longer books than Pride and Prejudice, but I just didn't have it in me to want to read it. Then comes along Seth Grahame-Smith. He writes Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. But I think first he wrote Abraham Lincoln Vampire Killer. So I enjoyed Abraham Lincoln, and so therefore I wanted to enjoy Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. So being out on the road a lot, I went to the library, got it on tape, on disc, and I listened to the whole book, and I thought it was a really good retelling of Pride and Prejudice story, but with zombies. Now, so the question being was, did this translate well to the big screen? Well, Seth Grahame-Smith, his first book of Abraham Lincoln Vampire Killer, didn't translate well onto the big screen. Not because the technology's not there, not because of the story isn't good. The acting on that was okay, but I think the problem with that one is that they left out half of the story and half of the action. So my mindset was, okay, if I'm going to get into this, I hope that they don't leave out the good parts, basically. The storytelling parts. Well, if this was a movie that I wanted to see in the theater, I would have run out and see it right away. But this was a movie that I was like, well, it's come and gone, and that's all right. So I watched it, and so here's the good parts. The good parts are that I feel that they blended well Pride and Prejudice and zombies. That's so weird to say. Victorian England with zombies. All right. I think that they blended that well together. I think that the characters were good. I think that if you already know the characters, it's even better. But, if you're coming in as a Jane Austen novice, beginner, then, it's all right. There's enough of the story there that tells you who they are and what they're doing in the point of the story. It's a family trying to marry off their daughters. Anyway, so what was the bad parts? Well, one more of the good parts. There was really good fight scenes in it, so there's that. So what were the bad parts? Well, the bad part was, for some reason, if you watch a movie that you're killing lots of people, you would expect lots of blood. And there was blood splatter on the camera, there was blood on the floor, there was blood on the walls, there was blood on the zombies. But if you were a zombie slayer, if you were out there killing zombies, you did not get any blood on you or on your weapons. I feel like this is something that was it bothered me throughout the whole movie is that here you're killing all these people, but your weapons and yourself got zero blood on them. How is that even possible? So is this movie safe for the family? No, not safe for the family. Lots of killing. Remember, rated PG-13 for killing. Was this movie good for you to watch? Now that it's out on disc and on video on demand, it's not on Netflix yet, but I'm sure within the year it will be. This is one of those movies to take time that you can go and watch there. I went to the Redbox and I rented it for $1.50. This movie was worth the $1.50 to watch. So you don't have to rush out to watch it today. You don't have to rush out to get it right now. But I took the time. I watched Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. I thought it was okay. And right now it's out on disc and video on demand. So take a moment, maybe add it to your disc queue. And when you're looking for a zombie movie this Halloween, maybe choose this one. So with that, Brian Miller, Small Town Movie Watcher, and I just got done watching Pride and Prejudice and Zombies, rated PG-13. Go find a movie, get lost in it. Thanks. Bye.